Alright, so I'm getting ready to do the first step in reconing this. I went back and I wiped everything down just to have it cleaned up. Um, I've got the voice coil here, and where these are dark, I don't have any silver or anything like that in a like a Sharpie or anything at the time. So like I told you, you can put a piece of tape on here, find the center of your coil, divide your top plate thickness in half, and that's going to set even with the top plate at the top of it there. So I've got my shims in place. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and put the coil in, and I'm going to line it up with my tabs for my push terminals. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down almost all the way of where it needs to be, and I'm going to leave it up. You probably can't see, but I'm leaving that line just barely visible, because I want to put my spider on, and it has a little resistance sliding over it, so I don't want that to move, and then I can push it on down into place. So next I'm going to put my spider pack on, and then I'm going to line up everything here, and I'm going to go ahead and push it down into place. Now, just going to make sure that it's seated all the way around. Now I want it into place, like it fits good. And then what I always do, excuse me, I come in, I just put some clamps around it, just so that the spider stays in place and it doesn't lift up. I just do it wherever that I can get clamps in there. And once I do this, I'm going to glue the coil to the spider. Now, once I get all these clamped into place, then I will go ahead and push the coil down. It's probably about 1 millimeter or so above. So let me just look in there real quick. Alright, and then I've got everything lined up of how I'm going to be putting it together. Everything lines up. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue the, like I said, the cone, or the coil and spider together. And I've dry fit all this once already, so I'm good. And I'm just going to put a thin bead around it. And then just a little bit of the accelerator on it. I don't use much. And I only do a little bit on this just to hold it in place, because I come back and do it with the epoxy. Once I do this, I always let it sit up about, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes, and then I will come back and pull it apart, unclamp it, and then glue the bottom. Okay, so now I've got a bead all the way around it, and we'll just let that set up. Actually, I'm gonna come back and do a little bit more on this one. There we go. So once that's set up, you know, maybe 5 or 10 minutes, what I'm going to do is I'll come back, I'll unclamp it, pull this out, flip it upside down, and then I'll glue the bottom of it together. At that point, what I'll do is after that sets up, I'll go ahead and epoxy the bottom of it while it's flipped upside down after CA, has had time to set up. And then I'll flip it back up right, and then I'll, do a small bead of epoxy around that. So at this point, like I said, I'm gonna let that dry for a bit. I'll unclamp it, and then we'll go on to the next one.